Hello, hello. Welcome to day 11 of 365 days of either Facebook Lives or videos. And so far, I'm so grateful I have been able to go live either at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., or 10 p.m. or thereabouts. So in this video, coming at you, the Jenny Kovacs as the Queen of Being Seen, I'm going to talk about visibility a little bit because I think I had an insight that I think would be quite helpful. But actually, I want to share my gratitude my gratitude. I'm so grateful to you because this week has been a busy week, and thanks to me totally messing up the calendar snafu, I've got a circle of time to do something very important that I needed to do. But this week has been a blessed week, starting off with a couple of client calls, and then going on to running two calls this week for the Leverage Your Live Stream Masterclass. Slightly confusing people because I said it's in two parts, and as usual, have over delivered. It is in two parts where you get lots of information, but I've also included or inserted two Q&A sessions, and the recent Q&A session we had this week was 90 minutes. So you can imagine how in depth I went into answering questions on how you too can leverage your live streams in the way that you want to. And these could be live streams on social media. They could be masterclasses that you're running online. They could be webinars that you're looking to share. Well, they could even be videos or online events, if you like, that you are looking to share your message, sell your services, or have more people know about you and the work that you do. So this week, in as well as those kinds of things, I've been catching up with a few people, looking for diary slots for others, and catching up with a client who's doing an amazing job of putting their work out in the world too. And I always think that when there is a common denominator, like a thread that comes up, it's always something that's really great to share, because obviously with some confidentiality, but to share because for many of you, you will bump up against these things quite often. And if I'm speaking to different clients from one man band businesses to people who coach, people who consult, people who run online programs, and even people who are authors and have written books and want to get them out in the world, and we have this golden thread of the same denominator that runs through. What's great for them must be great for me and ultimately be great for you as well. So in this video today, I'm going to be talking about how gratitude and how we feel is such an important part of what we do. Such an important part of being visible, and such an important part of spreading the ripple effect, the positive ripple effect. So, this week has been a busy week, but in a good way. A lot of kind of client facing stuff, whether they're groups of people that I've been working with or singular people that I've been working with. And one of the most kind of strange, I guess, but most important parts of this work is my ability to hold gratitude. And this doesn't just apply to my ability to be grateful and to hold gratitude when things look like they're going well or are going well. This is my ability to temper between the two. I don't believe in balance in this case. I believe it's more harmonizing. When something looks amazing and then when something looks terrifying, having and holding those two in equal measure is an important skill set for us to master. And I'm learning for myself very deeply about how I do that, and the ways in which I do that best. And one of the things that I feel like I'm going through at the moment is this whole kind of metamorphosis where the caterpillar turns into a butterfly. And that feeling, and for many of us, especially when we are either lifelong learners or we go into a learning journey, I feel at the moment like, I've kind of like upped my levels of events, not intentionally, but I've been going to a lot more events. I love offline events anyway. I have been immersing myself in teachings and trainings and immersing myself in particular programs and really looking at the pieces that I need. And I recommend this for anybody else too, because what happens is it's almost like we stuff ourselves. Here's the analogy that I normally talk about with people behind closed doors. So when a caterpillar is metamorphosizing into a butterfly, it doesn't know what's happening and it doesn't know what's about to happen. But it goes through this phase where it eats and eats and eats. And some of this I know from my days out in Turkey and watching demonstrations on how silk carpets are made from scratch. But these caterpillars are eating and taking on information, taking on food, taking on stuff. And we'll go through phases, regardless of how long we've been in business, how long we've been an author, how long we've been a speaker, how long we've been a consultant, where we're looking really to kind of go up a notch or two to where we know we want to be and almost where we feel we need to be. So I feel like I've been going through this kind of munching of information and just really getting my head into being a better version of myself, a version of myself that serves you in a bigger and better way. And bearing in mind that you are spread all over the world and all over the internet, I'm streaming to you now, but you could be watching this from YouTube. You could be looking at this on my LinkedIn page, or you could be watching this on my Facebook page, which is Jenny Kovacs, the Queen of Being Seen. So wherever you're kind of absorbing this from, I feel like my duty is to give you this information and share it from a clean vessel. So by doing that, it means that I'm in better service, I hope, to you, and that you're in better service, I hope, to the people who you're, working with, helping, and doing the work that you do, writing for, all those kinds of things too. So as part of that munching, I have one more thing to do tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. I speak a lot, and as much as I love speaking, and I'm so grateful because I get such great feedback from speaking, I always strive to do better, to be better. And I'm going to go on a journey of that tomorrow in London, and looking forward to seeing who else is on that journey with us in the room too. So one of the insights I guess I want to share, because here's the thing, I mean, you can Google away all you like, you can look up, even on my own YouTube channel, for all the nuggets that I drop around being visible, around making an impact, around telling your story, sharing your story, about authenticity, about really showing up as you, about utilizing your vibe or your energy, about speaking, about selling, yourself, or selling the products and services that you do. And yeah, you can search for that from me on my channel, obviously, or from little bits of other people's takes on it. But the thing that I find in my audience are a lot of people come to me from a place of strength, and they're looking to build on that strength to kind of be better versions of themselves too. So the thing that they get the most value from me from are the insights that I share. Now, this is not to say that my opinion's right and theirs is wrong, but it helps them to recognise where they are and also to step up into the levels that they do too. So it's always kind of reciprocated. It's a nice kind of balance. I have clients that come back to me all the time. They do something, they go off in the world, and they come back to me. And I love my clients because I really think about who they are and what they do. I love what they do in the world. I love how they do it. I love that they're so different. I love that they're diverse. And I love their spirit of their whys and why they do things. And here's something, and this is going to sound very simplistic, but I was speaking to a client just recently who, in my eyes, definitely has prolific knowledge, a fantastic reputation around the world, and they're just awesome in everything they do. I really admire them, and I love being in that space where I'm working with somebody who I really admire. I don't think I could work with people that I didn't love or admire too. And as we were kind of chatting through something, and this came up as a thing, sometimes because we are so kind of immersed in our work, we are experts in our work. We know everything there is to know about the work. And we forget that people are stepping onto on-ramps, and we can pitch our work at a level that makes sense almost academically. But when it comes to connecting human to human, we can get in the way of them knowing what they need to know, learning what they need to learn, being who they need to be, because we shoot it a little bit too much of a high level. So my message to you today is, think about what you do. And when I say what you do, I whisper for them. So think about the things that you do for them, your clients, the people that you serve, the people that you work with. And just take a moment, like 2 or 3 minutes, just to jot down what are some of the things that you don't share because you think A, it's too basic, B, that you're teaching them to suck eggs and they'll already know, and C, where you tell yourself, no, I couldn't share that with them. That's just, they need something, more gritty. They need, one of my mentors used to say, they want the algebra, they want the pieces that feel difficult. Have a look at the pieces that are the polar opposite of that. The pieces that feel easy, you'll almost feel like you're patronizing your audience when you're sharing something with them. Make a note of all of those things, and there will be a lot. Set yourself time, 3 minutes. And if you've got a bit more time, maybe 5 minutes, just jot them all down, record them all, or type them all onto a document, or dictate them to your PA or whoever you're working with, and get a list of those, and remember to share those pieces too, because it helps people to understand why you, why them, and why what you share matters. Because if there's one thing that I'd love you to know over and above all of this, your voice matters. Now, I'm doing something that makes me a little bit nervous, but it's a June special, and I like it because it's my birthday month, June, and middle of the year, longest day of the year, warmest time of the year here in the UK. It's my favourite month. And because of that, I've opened up a handful of spots. There were 10 spots, and now there's a few taken, but there are 10 spots for a June special. And by that, you can ask me anything. Now, this session is 45 minutes. We'll meet on Zoom. I'll record it, and you'll get that recording afterwards. You don't need to plan ahead. You don't need to do anything kind of afterwards, apart from obviously implement or take the actions. And this will cover all things from visibility, plain and simple. How do you get either yourself or your brand or your company or your book or your talk out there and more visible? It could be that you want to focus on a strategy for speaking, a nice signature structure that feels right for you. It could be that you're being asked to show up online and it's not something you're used to doing, so you maybe want a bit of structure around that. It could be that you're not sure what kind of content to put out there to be visible. It's totally up to you. And all you have to do, if this is something that you'd like to do, my rate is much more than £99 an hour, but for June only, and for the limited slots that I've got, all you need to do is ask me for the link, the 99 link, or have a look at the any of the graphics I've shared in the last week, the ice cream graphic or any of those, and book your slot. When you book your slot and make your payment, there'll be a little gap that will ask you to let me know what you would like to speak about. But other than that, there's nothing else. But you can quite literally, as some people have done before, they've just rocked up to the call and said, I know I need to be more visible. I don't really know what to ask. I'll ask them a few questions about their life, and then we'll put something in place. I tend to think about those London black cabs. Think about them. And if you've never noticed this, have a look next time you see one. A black cab in London is quite a big beast, but have a look at the size of the wheels next time you see them. They've got these tiny little wheels, and it's like these tiny wheels that move this big black cab around London everywhere. So this is what I look for you. The smallest thing that will make the biggest difference for you. Something that's easy, something that excites you, something that can get you out of there, whether that's about being visible, whether it's about a video strategy, whether it's about showing up online, showing up offline, whether it's about putting your talk together, or whether it's about nailing the sale. Whichever one it is, if you can't see a link around this video, send me a message and I will send you the link. You can have a look, check the time that's in your calendar, so you don't have to do the backwards and forwards thing of what about this date, what about that date, what about this date, and then we'll book it in the diary. It'll be recorded, so even on the call you can be present. Of course you can take notes, but you'll have the recording both in video and audio form. that you can either watch back or listen while you're dropping the kids to school, in the car, walking the dog, playing with the cats, playing with the grandchildren, whatever it is that you like to do. I can't wait. Only available for June. So if you want one of these slots, you need to grab them quickly, because after that, the only way you'll be able to access me is through any of my other products, programs or services, which are a lot more than £99. That's it. Thank you so much. If you're watching this today on Friday, have a fantastic Friday, fantastic weekend. And I will see you tomorrow somehow while I'm live and direct from a room. That's it. Bye for now.